And welcome back YouTube, this is BoosterBoxBuster here with another video today. Today I'm super excited to bring to you my very first ever Q&A video. About a month ago, I started polling questions for this Q&A, and you guys responded really well. You guys sent me a lot of good questions, and I'm super excited to answer them here today. Without further ado, let's get into this. First up, we got a few questions from Dynamic Dylan. Really awesome YouTuber. And his very first question is, what are 3 of my favorite anime series? Well, this is a really good question. It doesn't say top 3, so just 3 personal favorites. So remember, these are not top 3, they're just 3 that I really, really like. Cowboy Bebop, definitely, all-time classic, one of my favorite animes. Death Note, I really, really enjoy Death Note. Death Note is a really, really awesome anime. And then, at least the first half of Death Note. The last half, I could do without, but the first half is, in my opinion, such a near-perfect anime. The final one, I have to go with Dragon Ball Z. Obviously, it's an all-time classic. Dragon Ball is a lot more lighthearted. Dragon Ball Z just brings in those punches, brings in the hardcore fights, just so awesome. It is what got me into anime in the first place. So those are my 3 choices there. His next question is, what is my favorite female character in anime? Favorite female, that is really hard for me to decide. There are a lot of good female characters, but unfortunately, a lot of them tend to fall on either the fan service side or like a damsel in distress type character, so it really makes it hard to decide. I'm probably gonna have to go with Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop. She's just a really different type of character that really doesn't play by a lot of the rules. She's hard-headed. She's really just a badass woman. And always trying to cheat the system. Just a really cool character. So Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop. And to go along with that, what is my favorite male character from any anime? That is much tougher. There's a lot of male characters that I really like just because they're so awesome. Just to name a few of my favorites, Rurouni Kenshin, Yusuke, Toguro, younger Toguro, and then, of course, you got Goku, Piccolo, just a whole lot of great characters. But I'd probably have to say, once again, going back to Cowboy Bebop, has to go with Spike. He is just such a cool character. In my opinion, one of the best anime characters ever to be made. Just so level-headed all the time, rarely loses his cool. Just an incredible, awesome fighter, really awesome with weapons, just all around cool character. If I could be one person and cosplay as him, that'd be one. Alright, and his last question from Dynamic Dylan is, what is my favorite band? Let's see, this is actually a good question, but I'm gonna have to go with good old CCR, Clearance Clearwater Revival. An awesome band, does some of the best music I've ever heard. I also like Queen and Styx. Those are some... Oh, and Journey. Those are some fantastic bands. I'm also going to name one solo singer, just so you guys have an idea, and that's Weird Al Yankovic. He does some amazing parodies, probably the best funny type of music that you will ever hear. If you have never watched a Weird Al video, please go and watch a Weird Al music video. He does some amazing stuff. Alright, moving on to the next person, we got Michael Rodriguez. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. And he asked, what is my favorite card set or series? Question, let me see. Favorite card series? It's probably going to have to be for English, DBZ, Naruto, or Yu-Gi-Oh! I love those 3 card games, so awesome. For Japanese has to be Anju Virju. Favorite set from Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm gonna go Metal Raiders. DBZ, I'm probably gonna go Android Saga. Anju Virju, all of them. I really, really like all the card quality in that. I'm gonna leave the Naruto one for later because that's also ties in with another question. And there's one set from a different card game that I didn't mention. From Pokemon, I love Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge. Those are some of my most fond memories from that game. Those sets were just amazing. I love the fact that each gym leader had their own Pokemon named after them, and I just loved it for that. And that you could actually get the gym leaders as cards, that was amazing at the time. So, yeah, hopefully that answers that question for you. Next up, we got a set of questions from Valk Inc. Really, really awesome YouTuber. Please go check out her channel. She does some amazing content, especially on figure reviews. Alright, so for the first question, we got, if I could design one premium box set, what show would it be, and what would I include and how would I design it? This is an amazing question. I love questions like these. There are two answers that I want to give, but I'm going to go with one just to limit it. I'm going to go with a Rurouni Kenshin box set. I would love this. Now, for the box art that contains all the goodies, this is how I would design it. It would, on one side, it would be Rurouni Kenshin from that like opening cutscene battle where he's fighting all the guys with the hats on. That would be on one side, just kind of like in shadow form. And on the other side, you would have Shishio with flames around him. That would look so cool. And the whole box would be a holographic style. I think that would look amazing. And then what would it include? It would include, of course, a DVD and Blu-ray copy of the entire series, a set of 16 art cards featuring different characters, a set of can badges featuring each of the famous characters from the show, a complete soundtrack from the entire series, and here's the big kicker, a replica of the reverse blade sword with sheath from the show. Of course, you know, completely unsharpened, but just a replica sword of that. That would be amazing. I think that would make a killer box set. It would be incredibly expensive, but I would love it. I would enjoy that so much. And just to give you guys an idea of what the other one would be, the other one would be a Bobobo box set with pretty much including everything else that I said. A set of 16 art cards, complete soundtrack, full DVD and Blu-ray set, a set of can badges. However, here's where the Bobobo set would differ. Special packaging would be Bobobo and the gang on one side, just, you know, like Bobobo kind of towering over them, and then the gang kind of like in a small form in front of him. A holograph on one side, and then the back side it would feature the entire Hare Hunt group, like generals and stuff like that, like the leaders, the Big Four, and then the Zarbaldibald, all in holographic form. I think that would be amazing. And then the special item that would be included with this one would be a bust of Bobobo, and with his fro being able to be flipped open, and then inside be kind of like a little scene being acted out by the like the main characters like Jelly Jiggler, Dodonku Man, Sir Soften, Beauty, and then they're fighting, I don't know, maybe like one of the Big Four, Jelly Jiggler, all that, just, and it'd be kind of like a little music box scene, and I think that would be fantastic. Would it be expensive? Oh yeah, but I think that would be an incredible package, like limited edition type thing to do. I really like that question. Sorry it took so long to answer that one. Alright, next up. From Valka Inc., we got, if someone wanted to understand my taste in video games, What games would I recommend that they play? This is a good question. I am huge into RPGs, so I would probably suggest the Final Fantasy series, especially the earlier parts, going from 6 through 10. I highly suggest anyone that's interested in old style RPGs to play that. I'm also really interested into old platformers, so I'd suggest the classic Mario, Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong Country. I love Donkey Kong Country. Let me see. Ninja Gaiden. I love the old school, just like really challenging, but not like overly challenging, not like Ghost and Goblins challenging. But yeah, just like the classics. And then I also enjoy an easy game every once in a while, like Kirby is really fun too. So games like that. Oh, and then I also enjoy a good shooter. Halo is kind of my jam for shooters. I really enjoy playing Halo. Next question up. What are my favorite videos to film for my channel? Booster box openings and miniature openings, easy. Uh, what lesser known anime shows would I recommend to someone? Here's a good one. El Salvador de la Bergia, fantastic anime. Death Parade, which has kind of gone mainstream, so that's probably not lesser known. And Dream Eater Mary, very fun anime. I would highly suggest those ones to people that are looking for a solid anime. And the final question from Valk Inc. What are my favorite meals, drinks, and desserts? Uh, Let me see. What do I like to eat? I like the classic burger. And I love wings like buffalo wings. I love that type of food. Desserts, cake, basically cake. I love cake, especially a good vanilla cake with chocolate frosting. I really, really like cake. And drink. I, I I shouldn't say this, but soda. I enjoy preferably Dr. Pepper product. If I'm gonna go with the alcohol type drink, either like a coconut rum or just a good solid beer like an oatmeal stout. I really like oatmeal stouts as well. All right, on to the next set of questions. This is coming from FH3 is actually good, aka Tristan. Sorry about that. And he has a few set of questions here. Would I consider opening Bushiroad product besides the Chaos and White shorts? Uh, I don't much care for Card Fight Vanguard and Buddy Fight. It just never interests me too much. They feel very similar. The only one I might consider is Luck and Logic. That one does intrigue me a lot. So you might see some Luck and Logic here in the future. Who was my favorite Akatsuki member? Very good question. Let's see. Actually, that's a hard one to say. I'm gonna have to think a second. Probably. Uh, I gotta go with Tadara. I just liked his clay ability and his mouths on the hand. I just really liked his character design is really cool as well. You know, flying on that clay pigeon, that was always cool. What is my favorite Naruto CCG set? Here's a good one. I have Battle for Destiny here. That's my second favorite set ever made. My first set, and clearly because this is what really got me into the game, and it basically was the basis of my set for almost like 4 or 5 sets after its release. Revenge and Rebirth. Such an incredible set. It included the Sound 4, a really awesome Orochimaru, a solid Kabuto, just incredible water support. I loved Revenge and Rebirth a lot. Alright, his next question is, do I watch Hero Academia? Unfortunately, I have yet to watch that series. But it's definitely on my to-watch list. And the last one is, do I plan to collect Dragon Ball Hero cards? I would like to. At this time, I have a lot of different sets that I'm working on, and the rest of this year is kind of tight on budget, so I'm not going to so I don't know if I can expand it to that one at this time, although I would love to, and sometime in the near future. All right, so moving on to the next question, we have Majimi or Majami. Sorry if I mispronounced your username there. Uh, his first question is, can I show my Andrew Virtue collection? I've showed most of my playmats that I've had. I've showed pretty much every card that I've ever opened, just not in binder form yet. So I will be doing a binder collection video of that sometime in the near future. Unfortunately, I cannot do it in this video at this time. I don't have much other besides playmats and the cards themselves, but I will show what I do have. I have these lovely card sleeves. One of Naya, Almeria, Saya, Stella, and Elu. I also have this weird snap-on wristband that came free with one of the playmats I got a while back. It's really hard to see on this camera, so sorry about that. And I do have these three, I believe they're called just basically like washcloths. Very lovely. Nyx. Mayuka. And this is a large one, and that's of Miskus. Those are very lovely, by the way. Like I said, unfortunately I don't have much other than the play mats and the card collection, which I will be doing a full video of those sometime in the near future. Alright, next on the list from Majimi is, do I trade with other people? And the question is, yes, I love trading. I just don't get a lot of offers because people just don't want to trade for the old card games. Most people are only interested in trading for Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or MTG cards nowadays, so that's kind of unfortunate. And the last question is, do I still collect Queen's Blade the Duel? Here's the issue with that. I want to collect more. The product just isn't out there. It's hard to find. Unless you're looking for singles, and you can find singles pretty easily, but finding the actual sealed product is near impossible to find, and that's what I mostly want to do, is the sealed product. So the question is, I want to, but I haven't been able to find the product here lately. Alright, so next question is from the Dandy DM, and I really like this question. What do I like better, D&D minis or Pathfinder minis? Here's a good question. They both have their merits. I really, really like the steampunk style that some of the, and the more, like, steampunk, sci-fi that some of the Pathfinder minis have. It reaches a larger audience. But the thing is, just as far as the actual minis that come in them, I like D&D better. D&D has the official product, and it's basically set a lot more in the fantasy era. You know, it has official beholders, official gelatinous cubes, mind flayers, stuff like that. That's not rebranded as something different. And I really, really like that. And plus, you know, one thing I do really, really applaud the Pathfinder minis for doing is the dungeon dressing sets. You know, you get like a table or a box or a treasure chest. You know, just stuff that every DM would love to have. That you just don't get in the Dungeon & Dragons sets until very recently. So I applaud the dungeon dressing minis that they have included here lately. But between the two, I definitely like Dungeon & Dragons more than Pathfinder at this time. Next up on the list from Ismail Q2Q2Q22. He has a few questions for us. Do I buy anime card sleeves? And the question to that is, unfortunately, I do not. I just never really got interested into collecting card sleeves. Uh, because to me, card sleeves are for purely, you know, sleeving your cards. Playmats are something that I collect because they're easy to store and they just look really cool. You can use a different one each time. Card sleeves are for protecting the cards, in my opinion. It's kind of weird how I think of it that way, but that's my opinion. And if not, what ones would I buy? Anju Verju, plain and simple. Anju Verju card sleeves. If I were to start buying them, do I have a favorite uh, card sleeve that is from the Touhou series? Not really. There is one of I think it's called Ogre. I wrote it down here. Banquet of the Ogres that I actually really like. I think that looks like a really cool card sleeve. So if I were to get a Touhou one, that'd probably be the one that I would get. And his last question is, who is my favorite Yukiri? Unfortunately, I don't have one because I really haven't watched, or I really don't know much about that, so I'm sorry about that at this time. Next question set we have from Dark Frosty 117. Do I play any card games, either online or in person? Me and my friends still play Yu-Gi-Oh! Every once in a while, and every once in a while we will break out our old Naruto Dexters for fun. Otherwise, I don't really play many card games in person. I don't play Pokemon. I haven't played MTG in a long time. Uh, so yeah. And and the other question was our online. Online, I've really been interested in playing Magic Online and a couple other card games. Not Hearthstone, but there's always these like just like up and coming card games that seem to be appearing up online, and I always check them out at first, see how they are. Most of them I lose interest in. Uh, so yeah, unfortunately, I don't play a lot of card games online at this time. The only ones I really play in real life right now are Yu-Gi-Oh! And Naruto. Like I said, MTG, I haven't played that in years, and Pokemon, I just haven't really been interested in the Pokemon card game for a long time. I'm more of a collector of the card games, not so much a player, right at this time. And the other question is, do I play any mobile games? Uh, I used to. The one I'm really interested in right now that I've been playing for the most part is Fate Grand Order, and I just really enjoy that game. Otherwise, not so much mobile game. Honestly, I spend most of my time playing like actual like NES or DS. Basically portable games or old school games for the most part. And the next question from Japanese Chiz Samel Fever. Do I plan to show my figure collection and or do a room tour in the future? I do want to show my figure collection in the future just to show you guys how I display them all. So I do want to do that. Room tour, I don't know. Maybe. My room is always in a state of basically disarray and just a huge mess all the time. So that maybe if I really, really clean my room out sometime. But right now it would be no. But I definitely want to show off my figure collection sometime. I would definitely do a figure collection showcase. Next up, we got Star Queen. Will I review the re-released Touhou Phoom? Here's the thing. I didn't even know that they went up for pre-order, and by the time I looked, they were all sold out. So if I can find them on the secondary market, I definitely would want to. However, when they go on the secondary market, they tend to rise up in price quickly. So if I can find them here's the thing, if I can find them for a decent deal, I will. Otherwise, it may be a while before I get around to that, unfortunately. I do really want to pick up the Yuyuku and Yumu ones, though. Those ones are a fantastic figure, or a fantastic plushie. I really, really like those. Let's see, up next we got from user AV. Will I open the remaining Andrew Verju chapters for booster boxes? I actually have almost opened up all of them. I'm only missing the very final chapter, the what I like to call Lost Chapter, which is extra Chapter 2, and a couple of decks. I think the Chapters 7 and the one other deck that I'm missing. But yeah, so I'm not too far away from actually have opened up all the official like decks and booster boxes that they have released from the Angiverju set. So, but the thing is, I definitely plan on opening them up sometime in the near future. So that is a definite yes. And his other question is, will I show the rest of my Angiverju collection except for the cards? As you just seen earlier in the video, I showed off what I have. That's basically not a playmat or a card related at this time. I do plan on doing a Angiverju binder collection video, and I also plan on doing a full playmat video where I show all the playmats that I have collected from the Angiverju set sometime in the near future. And the final question comes from Michael Arreo. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. What kind of music do I like? Old style rock and roll, classic rock. That's my jam there. I also like some older style country, like Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash, you cannot go wrong with the Man in Black. Such a great singer. As I mentioned earlier, Styx, Journey, Queen, CCR, those are some of my favorite musicians of all time. And then I also like a little more modern rock too. Well, modern classic like Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, just stuff like that. Really, really great time of music. I don't care for the modern stuff so much, like 2000s on. I just never really could get into it. It just sounds really samey, really really auto-tuned. Just not. It doesn't have that genuine voice that a lot of them had back in the day. Well, this is BoosterBoxBuster answering some of your questions that you guys have sent me. Hopefully, I answered them in a timely and honest fashion that you guys enjoyed. Yeah, this is BoosterBoxBuster signing out.